Brewery travelers, welcome back. Hope you've been having a good time. I'm so excited about today's show, and I'm so excited about what we did yesterday. My guest host today is my son-in-law, Brad, Barbara's son. We are spending the weekend with him, and we used him heavily yesterday. Brad lives in the southwest quadrant of Atlanta.
Yep.
And works in the city, and very familiar. We went, by the way, yesterday, what a great day. It was National Sons Day. We were with Barbara's son, my stepson. We were with my two sons and their wives, all wives, kids, all that kind of stuff. A lot of fun. And
it was also Georgia Beer Day.
It was also Georgia Beer Day. And you know, Brad here has the commemorative glass from yesterday. I have the commemorative glass from Georgia Beer Day 2021, because we've been going a while, Brad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to go. Anyway, we went to Decatur, Georgia, which is on the east side, maybe southeast. What do you think, Brad?
East. It's Atlanta's sister city.
Okay,
So.
It's in DeKalb County, which is, if you're looking at a bigger map, it's DeKalb County. I got to tell you, if you're really professional and you have business at Emory University or the CDC, you're in Decatur. But if you're visiting and you're sightseeing and you're visiting places and you're at Stone Mountain, then you're in Decatur.
Very convenient.
So, very convenient. So, and Decatur, I would say, Brad, you live here, you tell me, that it's like the beer central for Metro Atlanta.
Some of the best breweries are in Decatur.
Well, what I saw was all the major Atlanta breweries are there. That's anyway, we hit 3 of them yesterday, and I got to tell you, of the 3 we hit, 2 are my favorite 2 breweries in the entire metro area.
Yep.
And we started our day at the Lost Druid.
The Lost Druid.
The Lost Druid is a fabulous place, a little bit out of the way. You're not going to drive by it and say, "Oh, let's stop." You're not going to do that.
Right. It's a destination.
It's a destination, but I got to tell you, Brad, there was also a neighborhood aspect to it, because there were people from Decatur that were there. It was a great mix. And yesterday was such a beautiful day. It was completely packed.
Yes, it was packed. The outdoor area, there's a lot of seating outdoors. And the inside is big too. There's an upstairs. Yep. It's very industrial. They have these big glass garage doors that they can open up that they had open yesterday.
That's right. To bring the outside in.
Yep.
And we had a group of 10, because we had all our sons and wives, and even had 2 grandkids there, because it's not too early to start. Anyway, we had a blast. We were there. The beer menu at the Lost Druid, and I got to tell you, the name here is the Lost Druid Brewery and Distillery.
Yes.
And so, as a part of the menu, they had 2 cocktails, they had 2 seltzers, and then they had a whole bunch of beer.
A lot of beer. Wide variety of beer at the Lost Druid. There's IPAs, what I think is really cool about the Lost Druid too, is they actually tell you the nationality that inspired
they do.
the beer that they brewed.
They have them categorized that way. They had a German section, which my wife Barbara, as you've been watching the show, Schwarzbier is her go-to, and I'm drinking one in her honor this morning. She had it. It was awesome, and so I had it second.
Yep.
But another great thing here is they had a couple of really big boys, but they had a tremendous selection in the high 4s, mid 5s. I got to tell you, from hazy IPAs in the 5s, they had, obviously the Schwarzbier was I think it was a 5.4. They had stouts that were in the 4. This is a great place that you can go and drink a while and hang out.
Yep. It's definitely a hangout spot. They have food as well.
They do have food, which we took advantage of.
Yep.
And it was good.
We ate our lunch.
Yes.
If you're into cocktails, then they have cocktails as well. So
we had
something for everybody.
Our group yesterday was 10, and 10 is a large group. They don't exactly make tables for 10. So we put a couple tables together and packed all around, and the people there were so wonderful to work with and accommodating to us. And this is my favorite brewery in Metro Atlanta. I can't say enough about it. This is a destination. You're not going to drive by, as we said, but it's worth it, man.
It's very much worth it. We live more than 20 minutes away and find the time to go over. It's that good.
Absolutely. Now, as a side benefit, there are 2 other breweries within walking distance. So, I got to tell you, this is, again, Decatur, Beer Central, Metro Atlanta. This place is a lot of fun. And we stopped at a brand new brewery next, Brad. Completely different vibe.
Very different.
Called the Lost Cottage.
The Little Cottage.
The Little Cottage. Well, they found themselves, but they're little. But anyway, the Little Cottage.
The Little Cottage. They're, I guess the best way to describe them as a metal-inspired, metal music-inspired brewery.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think their beer list is called
Fatal Faucets.
Yes.
Something like that.
Faucet
fatalities. I don't know.
Fatalities,
it was something
like
death related.
Yes.
But and that would make one think that the beer here is really bad because you want to die. But it's not. We had a 4% Dunkel to start with, and oh my gosh.
Yep.
Are you kidding? I think half of us got it because it was that good. Barbara, my lovely wife, is signaling me from off camera that it was 5%. Okay, but it was a good drinkable ABV, moderate ABV beer, wonderful. And then I stepped up and had a short pour of a 8% double IPA telekinetic.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good. It was real good, but I was glad I only had a half pour because it was 8%.
Yeah.
We had a full day.
They had a much smaller beer list than the Lost Druid.
They did.
But I think that, even though there's less variety, it was all pretty quality beers.
Oh, I think the beer quality is very good. Now, as opposed to our first one, Lost Druid, which is really a destination, this is not. This is a neighborhood brewery, bar. It has it reflected the Decatur neighborhood. It was young. It was vibrant. There was a fair going on.
There was a craft fair.
A craft fair going in the parking lot.
Yep.
And people were everywhere. This place was hobbling.
Lots of dogs as well.
Lots of dogs. Lots of. I got to tell you, Brad. Lots of tattoos. It was like. But I got to tell you, it was. The beer was good. The vibe was young and energetic. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Definitely. Hipster.
It was a little dark in that when you walk in, you're greeted by a skeleton with his arm around a keg. Come on. But I got to tell you, it was a fun place because of the vibe, the youth, the energy, and with good beer. That's hard to beat.
Yeah, good beer.
Okay, so we left Little Cottage, and we went to. Three taverns. No, we went to 3 taverns.
3 taverns.
And I got to tell you, this is a complete destination. It also has locals from Decatur area because this is a premier brewery.
It is. It's my favorite.
In the Atlanta metro area. Your brewery. All right. Let's talk about the beer menu first because this is a different menu. It is diverse, but not in the sense that the Lost Druid is diverse, right, or that others where they have a lot of styles. This is not.
No, they have a few styles that they do very well, like IPAs, sours. They have some dark beers.
They had 2 dark beers. If you're looking for a well-rounded menu, not necessarily your place, but if you're looking for a high-quality IPAs, great stop.
Yep.
If you're into sours, great stop, yep, because of variety of sours. I got to tell you, I'm too old to enjoy sours, and my wife is, the same as me, but my daughter-in-law got one yesterday called the Dream Weaver, Cream Weaver. It was a Dream Sickle type thing.
Yep.
And she liked it. My wife tasted it and got one. And it says it's a sour. It wasn't sour.
Yeah, they can.
It wasn't sour.
They have Three Taverns has a deep selection of sours. They have an entire series called the Sour Asylum series. And so if you don't like one kind of sour, then they have a variety that you could try that you might find one you do like.
Well, and believe it or not, my wife found one she really enjoyed, thanks to my daughter-in-law who did great job. Anyway, so sours may not be in your strike zone, but some of them may be worth trying, Brad.
Yep. And even if sours aren't your thing, they do have IPAs. They have a couple pilsners.
They have two pilsners that I had one of them that was very good.
Yep.
I enjoyed, very enjoyable. It was actually a New Zealand pilsner, which was fascinating. The two dark beers they had, the only two on the menu, were both stouts. And one sounded like breakfast in a bottle. It was maple and bacon and ham and oh my gosh! And it was, I think, 12.5%. So I didn't eat breakfast that day. Anyway, I didn't try it. The other one was 8+%. So the two dark beers they have are big boys. But if diversity within the IPAs, diversity within the sour world. This brewery's good, man. Mm-hmm. Another thing too, we ended the day going to an Atlanta United FC soccer match, and Brad's fans. So are my sons. They're fans. They support the team. Three Taverns is a huge supporter of Atlanta United, and actually had a beer that became a chant for the Atlanta United FC called Rowdy and Proud. And I got to tell you, the Rowdy and Proud IPA, it was a great beer.
Very good. Very good.
They didn't have it on the menu yesterday.
They didn't have it on the menu yesterday.
Oh gosh, it's a great beer.
If we're gonna highlight other beers that they have, another just wonderful hazy IPA is Bright Day Coming. I know.
No doubt about it. And I got to tell you, Bright Day Coming is reflective of a period of time in our country's history in that it was we're coming out of COVID beer, and many breweries did them. I believe none did better than Three Taverns with Bright Day Coming. It's still available. It's a low ABV IPA, and it's awesome. And anyway, yesterday was so exciting. It was National Sons Day. We got to see all our sons. We got to go to three terrific breweries, two of my absolute favorites. We went to Atlanta United FC game. It turned out to be a draw, so Brad, we had a better day than they did. We just did. And if you come to Atlanta, if you come through Atlanta and you have the time, Decatur is a great stop.
Absolutely. And the other thing that we should touch on is the vibes at Three Taverns.
I'm sorry, I missed that. And they had outdoor seating, indoor seating. It was wonderful. I completely missed it. Go ahead.
And the inside of Three Taverns is particularly tavern-esque. It's dark wood. If you are an Atlanta United fan, they will project the games up on the wall inside. And there's an upstairs area that you can in fact rent out. Which
I didn't know
seems
that.
like it would be a cool thing.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So very kind of taverny, vibe inside, but then outside, lots of picnic tables, lots of seating, dog friendly, neighborhood hangout.
They had, they do not necessarily serve food, but they did have meat pies yesterday. And I got to tell you, man, I had one.
I had the vegan one, and I was impressed.
I had one that was pork and cilantro and jalapeno, and oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was ready to drink another beer, just to have another one of those. Very good. This was a great stop. One of my absolute favorite, his favorite. Again, if you're coming through Atlanta and you have the time, on the southeast side, Decatur is Beer Central. and you can't go wrong. There's a lot of other breweries there. I mean, there's Wild Heaven, there's Monday Night, there's the
Inner
Garage.
Voice
Inner
is a new
Voice
one we haven't tried yet. Scepter as well in Oakhurst.
So there's plenty to choose from, but the ones we went to yesterday, I would highly recommend to anybody.
Yeah, they're two of the best breweries in Georgia, in my opinion.
Well, okay, that's going to wrap up this show. We have more stuff coming, and I'm excited to tell you. I'm very excited to tell you. We have some trips planned. We're going to bring some geographical diversity to the show. We're going to got some I-10, more I-10 stuff coming. We've got a trip to Virginia. We got another trip to Vermont planned. We're going to bring some geographic diversity and good beer.
And good beer.
All right, guys. Have a good day and cheers.